The light came back on. Well, this one won't be as long as the last one. Pickle number 2. If you're thinking which one I'm talking about, part 2, your pickle. It was pretty long, 30 minutes. My longest video ever. But anyway, it was rumored that a pedophile ring runs this world and runs this country. Well, I don't think it's a rumor anymore. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory anymore. I think it's a fact. And Epstein's emails are proving it. And there's a lot of murder going on behind the scenes of witnesses. And Epstein was the most famous one that was murdered. But he didn't only have Giselle as a friend. He had many friends. Friends in high places and friends not so much in high places. And those friends are in trouble now. So I'm sure a lot of people are dying. Probably going down like it did with Epstein. Suicide. But it was a murder. That suicide was murder, and we all know it now. So, yeah. And that girl, I don't remember her name, but the one that was involved with Prince Andrew and wrote the book about what she did with Prince Andrew, they say she committed suicide, and I doubt that highly. She was killed. She was killed, and it was made to look like a suicide. Because you don't attack the royal family below the belt like she did. So, you can embarrass them, but you'll pay with your life. And that's what she did. So, don't buy it for a minute. She killed herself. Of course, they want to say she was distraught over what Andrew did to him, and that's why she killed herself. And, just as much as Epstein was distraught over spending the rest of his life in jail, so he hung himself. And that's what they do. They use those stories. They produce those stories just so they can sell the suicide when it's actually murder. They tried to kill me lots of times. I'm very hard to kill. And they've tried many a time. Poison, whatever. My food used to be poisoned every day. I have immunity to poison. But they don't do it anymore. Because they know it don't work. But, yeah. And powers that be. When you have that kind of power, you're really, really, really scared of losing it. Because, like Prince Andrew, it's not like he can go to a 7-Eleven and get a job. If he loses all the money, he's already lost the titles and the power, but if he were to lose all his money, not many options for him. He can't even work for a news organization with his record. They don't want him, so there's really not much he can do. And I don't think 7-Eleven would hire him. And Fergie, she lost her charity. They shut down her charity because she had emails with Epstein. Fergie's not important, but she can't work at 7-Eleven either. So, and that's what they risk. When high-profile people like that, 7-Eleven is not an option. It's like Harry. Harry has limited options on how he can make money. He doesn't have the pedophile thing, but he's a royal without any money. And what's he going to do? Work at 7-Eleven as the royal of 7-Eleven? Yeah. The optics just don't work. So that's why his wife is doing a podcast. It's a pretty stupid podcast, but she's pretty stupid anyway, so kind of goes with the territory. And she's using the whole royal thing as a sales pitch, why people tune in. Yeah. But I'm sure Elon has killed some people. When you have that kind of money, people put it at risk, and he puts a lot of things on the line and does a lot of things he doesn't want you to know about. So it's not really safe to blackmail them. Look at Epstein. He tried to blackmail him and paid with his life. So, yeah. They're rich and powerful. Trump, I'm sure he's killed many people, through his mob connections and stuff. They'll never tie a murder to him, but look, I think he was responsible for all the people that died January 6th. He was responsible for all their deaths. But it didn't go down that way, did it? So, the ones who did kill them got pardons. So, but they talk about the gang members on the street shootings and stuff, but when they talked about them like they're really bad, and the people that do it, the kids in the gangs and stuff are really bad. They're evil drug dealers, and they're evil this and that, and but when the rich kill people, it's just a course of business, collateral damage, Bush killed 3,000 people. It was necessary to get the country behind the wars. Without those 3,000 people, there would have been no war in Iraq or Afghanistan, and they needed both. So the 3,000 had to go. Just the course of doing business. Whatever. One is right, one is wrong. But just remember, nobody gets away with anything. Bush is going to a very horrible place when he dies. And I think he's in a very horrible place right now. He's alone. He has to live with himself for what he did, and he knows what he did. And I don't think anybody here wants to live with that. So, he's not in a good place. Guilt has a way of eating one alive. And he has a lot of guilt. A whole lot of guilt. So, I think it was just a coincidence he was reading to a kindergarten class the day of 9/11 in Florida. Yeah. Plausible deniability, that's all. The optics. How could he be responsible? He was in Florida. No, it don't matter. He signed off on the plan. So, yeah. And it's funny. The Republicans didn't even get Obama. What do you call it? Not Obama. Osama. I don't even know what these names anymore. I'm really bad with names. Mostly because I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. Bin Laden, that was it. Yeah. Like I care about Bin Laden. I think Bin Laden didn't do anything. I think he was just a patsy, scapegoat. Might have been involved, but not to the extent that they say. And they turned on him when they needed a scapegoat. They made him villain number one. He was a villain. And he was the biggest villain in the world at that time. But nobody looked at Trump because nobody looked at Bush because they were all looking at Bin Laden. And Bush never killed Bin Laden. Didn't care to. Obama did that. Yeah. And they killed Bin Laden when they didn't have to. So, because they didn't need Bin Laden talking no more than they needed Epstein talking. They put him at the bottom of the sea and can't talk from there. So, yeah. He was silenced. And that's what they do to you. They silence you. So, when you live with lies and you live behind lies, the truth is very dangerous. And the problem with the truth is it always comes out. Always comes out. And Anne Frank was probably the most famous Holocaust victim because of her diary. The truth always comes out. It always comes out. And if they do anything to me, the truth will come out. If they killed Jesus, that will come out. Believe me, it will come out. There's no way you can hide that. So that's a big why. There's a big reason why I'm still alive. Besides the fact that I'm extremely protected. The optics are no good. No way. This country would cease to exist if it came out. So, and they know it. And I know it. And that's why I do a lot of things I do. Because I know I'm untouchable. They can't touch me. I'm untouchable. They loved me to be in a psych ward for the rest of my life. And they can't do that either. So, you know. But they don't want me doing what I'm doing right now. They do not want me doing what I'm doing right now. So, but before I went to the psych ward, they were playing with my Wi-Fi feeds and my cellular feeds, and it was making it very difficult to upload videos. And since this is new, I don't think they've been able to establish my connections, or for some reason they haven't done it yet. But if I stay here, they will. They will. So, I don't know. I'm not worried. Do I look worried? Do I look scared? Do I look paranoid? I'm not. I couldn't be more relaxed. I'm not high. I'm not drunk. I'm not on anything. I'm not on any drugs. I have diabetes, so I take insulin. I have heart disease because I have 3 stents in my heart. And I take medication for that. So, but none of it gets you high. None of it changes your way of thinking. So, and you're not addicted to it. And a lot of those things, diabetes and the heart disease, is caused by what the doctors did to me. The medication I take causes diabetes, and diabetes caused the heart attack. So it's all a chain reaction. It's all planned. You know, you don't see too many 80-year-old psych patients. You just don't see them. They don't exist because the psych meds kill you long before you make it to 80. You know, that's why you don't see them, and you never will. The psych meds cause liver cancer and kidney failure and all kinds of things. And they still give it to you. You know, it's like Ozempic. Ozempic causes a lot of problems. It's still selling like hotcakes. I know somebody's gallbladder exploded because of Ozempic. And it's still on the market. It causes blindness. Still on the market. They don't care. It makes a lot of money. That's what they do care about. Not the collateral damage or who dies. It's cheaper to pay the lawsuit than take the drug off the market. So, yeah. And since lawyers make the money off the lawsuit, the lawyers ain't fighting to take it off the market. Everything's about money. I'm an accountant. I'm like a hammer. Everything's a nail. I'm an accountant. Everything's about money. Everything's about money. And I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. So, and money's not bad. Money's not evil. It's the love of money that's evil. And a lot of you love it. You love money. If I sent any of you a check right now, you wouldn't return it to me. So, cash is king, right? Cash is king. So, and that's the problem. It's not king. It's a tool, not a weapon. But people use it as a weapon. That's why you're going to work tomorrow. Well, some of you are going to work tomorrow. It's Sunday, so Monday you'll go to work. No matter how cold it is, you'll get in your car and you'll go to work. Some of you will work outside. Whatever. I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want this video to get so long. I don't like when they're long. But I don't know. I'm just giving you my thoughts. But if you think I'm wrong, don't tune in. If you think I'm right, try and understand. You know, I'm planting seeds. That's all. I'm a farmer. I plant seeds. And some of you will turn into beautiful roses. And I hope to smell the roses one day. Bye.